For decades, men over 50 have been told that to protect their aging hearts and preserve their vascular health, they need to sacrifice the things they enjoy the most. Coffee is often the very first target. You hear that it raises blood pressure, stresses the heart, and harms your circulation. But what if I told you that the right type of coffee is not your enemy at all, but actually one of the most potent, naturally occurring vascular cleansers on the planet? Hello, I am Dr. Claire Monroe, a urologist and men's vitality and circulation specialist. Every single day in my private practice, I work with accomplished, proud men who are deeply frustrated by their declining nighttime performance and their fading physical confidence. They spend fortunes on exotic supplements and punishing diets, feeling like their biology is just slowly slipping away. But they completely overlook the fact that the simple, dark liquid they drink every morning could literally be weaponized to melt away arterial plaque and restore their natural biological firmness if they only knew exactly which specific types of coffee to consume. Before we dive into the exact chemistry of how certain coffee beans can physically rebuild your vascular health, a quick private note. If you are a man over 35 struggling with declining firmness, a silent loss of confidence in the bedroom, and you want to restore your natural blood flow and feel like yourself again, I recorded a private, unlisted video explaining exactly how to do that. The link is in the pinned comment below. To truly understand how a simple morning beverage can fundamentally change your physical performance in the bedroom, we have to look closely at the invisible enemy that is slowly destroying your natural erections: oxidative stress and endothelial decay. A firm, reliable erection is entirely dependent on your body's ability to produce a molecule called nitric oxide. This molecule is the primary command signal that tells the smooth muscle tissues in your pelvic blood vessels to relax, open up, and trap blood. But as you enter your late 40s, 50s, and beyond, your blood vessels are constantly bombarded by free radicals generated from modern diets, environmental stress, and the natural aging process. These free radicals act like microscopic shards of glass, scratching and damaging the delicate, microscopic inner lining of your arteries, which is called the endothelium. Your body, trying to protect you, responds to this internal damage by patching those scratches with cholesterol and calcium. Over time, this creates rigid, restrictive vascular plaque. Once your arteries become stiff and lined with this plaque, the nitric oxide simply cannot do its job. The blood cannot flow, and your nighttime performance begins to vanish. Clinical research on dietary polyphenols has uncovered a fascinating and highly encouraging reality. Men who consume specific, highly concentrated dietary antioxidants have significantly more elastic, youthful, and responsive blood vessels. But instead of utilizing this biology to heal their bodies, male pride often gets in the way. Most men wait too long because they think silence protects pride. They notice their firmness fading. They feel a quiet, crushing sense of shame, and they turn to temporary synthetic blue pills to force a mechanical response. But a pharmaceutical pill just attempts to aggressively force blood through pipes that are still rigid, inflamed, and clogged with plaque. It does absolutely nothing to clean the actual vascular architecture or heal the damaged endothelium. It is a temporary mask over a progressive biological collapse. Because true vascular restoration, completely flushing out years of built-up endothelial plaque and safely rebuilding your hormonal foundation, requires a highly structured, precise approach, I realized I could not give you the complete, comprehensive protocol on a public platform like YouTube. I recorded a completely private masterclass explaining the exact protocol to flush out vascular plaque, restore your endothelial elasticity, and rebuild your nighttime firmness naturally. I left the secure link in the pinned comment for you to watch now. But for those staying, let me give you the 5 specific medicinal types of coffee you can start drinking tomorrow morning to naturally support and unclog your arteries. The first type of coffee you must consider incorporating is a light roast, high-altitude Ethiopian bean. Most men gravitate toward very dark, French roasts because they taste stronger and bolder. But the intense, prolonged roasting process required to make dark coffee actually incinerates the single most valuable medicinal compound found in the bean, known as chlorogenic acid. Chlorogenic acid is a master antioxidant that specifically targets and neutralizes the exact free radicals that damage your endothelial lining. Coffee plants grown at extremely high altitudes naturally produce massive amounts of this compound to protect themselves from harsh environmental stressors, and a light roast carefully preserves it. Drinking a cup of this specific roast is like sending a targeted biological cleaning crew directly into your pelvic blood vessels, protecting your nitric oxide from being destroyed before it can create an erection. The second highly beneficial preparation is true, slow-steeped cold brew coffee. I am not talking about standard iced coffee, which is simply hot coffee poured over ice. I am talking about coarse coffee grounds steeped in cold water for 12 to 24 hours. Heating coffee extracts highly acidic compounds that, for many men, trigger silent systemic inflammation in the gut and the bloodstream. Chronic inflammation is an absolute killer of testosterone production and healthy, flexible circulation. The cold brewing process leaves those harsh inflammatory acids behind while still deeply extracting the smooth, protective polyphenols. It provides your brain with a clean, sustained vascular lift without triggering the inflammatory immune response that stiffens your arteries and ruins your physical performance over time. This kind of honest, unfiltered conversation about male biology, circulation, and aging should reach every man who needs to hear it silently. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue to normalize these vital, high-level discussions. The third powerful variation is integrating raw, unalkalized cacao into your black coffee. This creates a profound biological synergy that acts directly on your vascular system. Raw cacao is heavily loaded with flavonols, a specific class of dietary nutrients clinically proven in numerous cardiovascular studies to trigger the massive release of endothelial nitric oxide. When you combine the gentle circulatory stimulation of the coffee bean with the intense nitric oxide boost of raw cacao, you create an incredibly permissive, relaxed environment for your blood vessels to dilate. You do not need a sugary mocha. You only need 1 single tablespoon of raw cacao powder mixed into your morning cup to start softening the arterial walls and encouraging deep, healthy blood flow to your extremities. The fourth strategic adjustment is drinking cinnamon-infused coffee. As men age, their bodies naturally become less efficient at processing carbohydrates and sugars, leading to microscopic insulin spikes throughout the day. High, chronic insulin levels essentially paralyze the delicate blood vessels in your pelvis, making them rigid and unresponsive. By brewing your coffee grounds with a stick of high-quality Ceylon cinnamon, you are infusing your morning drink with powerful compounds that dramatically stabilize your blood sugar levels. When your insulin remains low and stable, your endothelium is protected from the chemical stiffening and calcification that ultimately ruins your natural, spontaneous nighttime response. The fifth and perhaps most strategic type of coffee for men over 50 is Swiss water, processed decaffeinated coffee. Many men in their 60s are trapped in a state of high cortisol and chronic nervous system stress, which physically constricts blood vessels and severely shrinks erectile capacity. If your nervous system is always trapped in fight or flight mode, adding regular, highly caffeinated coffee will only make the vascular constriction much worse. The Swiss water process is brilliant because it removes the caffeine entirely using only pure water, without relying on the harsh chemical solvents used in standard decaf. This process leaves all the protective, plaque-fighting antioxidants and chlorogenic acids completely intact. It allows you to bathe your arteries in vascular healing polyphenols every single morning without triggering the stress hormones that kill your bedroom performance. Transitioning to these highly strategic coffee choices is about so much more than just a morning beverage. It is about actively reclaiming your internal environment. When a man feels his physical vitality returning, his entire posture toward life shifts. The tragic reality of age-related vascular decline is not just the physical absence of firmness. It is the profound psychological weight of feeling like your prime is entirely behind you. Men who struggle with this silently begin to withdraw from their own lives. They stop initiating physical touch. They focus obsessively on their careers or hobbies to create distraction. And they build a massive wall of emotional distance because they simply do not want to face the biological reality of what is happening inside their own bodies. But you must understand that your partner does not care about your ego. She cares about your presence. She feels the distinct shift in your energy. When you turn away at night or avoid going to bed at the same time, she does not know about the vascular plaque, the endothelial dysfunction, or the oxidative stress. She only feels the rejection. Resolving this physical decline is not just about physical performance. It is about saving the deep intimacy, the trust, and the connection that anchors your entire relationship. You owe it to yourself to address the true vascular foundation of your health so you can show up fully, with total confidence, for the woman who loves you. You absolutely do not have to accept failing biology as your permanent reality. Your body has an incredible, innate capacity to regenerate and clear out these arterial blockages if you simply stop giving it the wrong inputs and start providing the right biological tools. Upgrade to a light roast, experiment with cold brew, add raw cacao, utilize Ceylon cinnamon, and do not fear high-quality decaf. I want you to look closely at your morning routine right now. Go to the comments below and tell me honestly, how do you currently prepare your morning coffee, and which of these 5 specific types are you willing to try tomorrow? Acknowledging your current habits is the very first necessary step toward transforming them. Small, intelligent, daily adjustments to your routines are incredibly powerful, but they are only one piece of a much larger biological puzzle. If you have been struggling with a lack of natural firmness for months or even years, your vascular system requires a complete, systematic internal reset to truly clear the deep plaque and permanently restore your natural mechanics. Go to the pinned comment and watch that private video right now before I have to take it down. Because we discuss highly effective, entirely non-pharmaceutical interventions that challenge conventional medical narratives, platforms are becoming increasingly strict about this kind of open, alternative educational content. I am not sure how much longer I can keep this masterclass available online without facing restrictions. I will see you there.